Hello Internet, Zach here, and welcome back to Collecting the Elements. In last week's episode, I isolated the most abundant element in the universe, hydrogen. In this episode, I'm going to be isolating the most abundant element in Earth's crust, oxygen. Oxygen is the primary component of most of the rocks and minerals that you'll find around you in the soil. It's also, by weight, the largest component of water, and water everywhere. It also makes up the phosphate section of the backbone of every DNA molecule. It makes up the carbonate section of the backbone of every protein, so oxygen's everywhere within living things. It also makes up a fifth of the air that we breathe. In its pure elemental form, it's a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. But you probably knew that already because you're already inhaling it. So anyway, in this episode, I'm going to liberate pure elemental oxygen from hydrogen peroxide. So let me show you how I did that. Alright, so here is the setup. This is the bottle where I'll be generating oxygen. This is the suckback trap. This is a very large drying tube made out of a bottle. And the usual 2 check valves and a squeeze bulb for pulling gas through the system. Balloon to store the oxygen. Here I have the manganese dioxide that I extracted from batteries in a previous episode. And here I have hydrogen peroxide from the dollar store. What's going to happen here is the manganese dioxide is going to act as a catalyst to decompose the hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. So manganese dioxide mixed with some water just to make it easy to pour. Hydrogen peroxide. And it is fizzing like mad. Hopefully that should have been enough, but I should be pulling mostly oxygen and very little air through here. Okay, I've made a small modification to the apparatus. I put this balloon here to collect the oxygen as it bubbles through the system. As it gradually builds pressure, this balloon starts to fill up, and then I can pump the gas out of this balloon and into this balloon. That way, if I step away too long, it doesn't build up too much pressure in the apparatus. So I'll be back when I've generated more oxygen. Alright, the rate of oxygen production has slowed way down. So I'm ready to transfer the last of it over into this balloon here. There we go. Twist off the balloon. Disconnect from there. Cap it off. And this will be ready for making my element sample. Before I go and make an element sample, I'm going to show you the classic demonstration with oxygen gas. So in this case, I'm going to light an incense stick. Hey, I don't have any science lab wooden splints, so an incense stick is just going to have to do. And with oxygen gas, it just lights right back up. Alright, let's see what happens when we put the oxygen into a test tube at low pressure. Okay, high voltage is on. Okay, there we go. There's the air glow. Okay, the camera's seeing that a lot brighter than my eyes are seeing that. I'm just seeing a very pale pinkish red here. Even more. That's bizarre. Now, I've never actually seen a low pressure, high voltage oxygen discharge before. So I don't even know if that's what it's supposed to look like. That is pretty cool though. I'm not sure if the color is the natural glow of oxygen, or if it's that color from nitrogen contamination. But hey, that's what I got from it. So I'm going to seal that off, label it, and call it a day. Strange. Very strange. Not what I expected at all. Make sure it's still working. Oh crap, really? Oh, heck, camera, right place. Yeah, that seems to have stopped working. Crap. Alright, trying this again. Hopefully it'll work better this time. I'm using a different adapter to pull the vacuum on this. This one just has a little piece of wire in it to make the discharge easier to strike, so it's easier to see what color the gas is glowing. So here goes. Look at that. That is, come back, not air glow. It's redder, and it looks different, so let's hope I can seal this one off without problems. Okay, hopefully. Yes! Ha! And there it is. Huh. Looks like some air might have gotten in. The color's a little different. The response feels a little different. Well, looks a little different. Well, I'm going to call that good enough. I'm going to seal it up. Well, it is sealed up. So I'm going to label it and I'm going to get this into the table. Okay, still have some oxygen left. And a spare half of a test tube. Let's see if I can fill the test tube with a little oxygen like that. Seal off the balloon. Hopefully there's enough oxygen in the test tube to do this. Yep. Oh, nope. Nope, I think I've exhausted the oxygen now. Oh, whoa, whoa. Apparently the candle likes oxygen. Okay, that's unexpected. Check out how the paper glows around that. Something inside the tube is giving off long-wave ultraviolet light. Now I know my hydrogen tube doesn't do that. Watch. Okay, not nearly as much. It does seem to do it a little, apparently. But that creates a lot more long-wave UV and really lights up the paper. Just a little. Whole heck of a lot. Here's a tube filled with ordinary air. That lights up the paper a bunch too. Let's compare these side by side. No, I think air leaked into this tube. That's disappointing. Yeah, they look pretty much identical. That's sad. Alright, my battery was getting low, so I didn't catch it on camera, but I made a second oxygen ampoule and a second... Are you kidding me? kidding me? I made another batch of oxygen and another ampoule off camera because my battery was low. There we go. This is the oxygen ampoule. This, for comparison, is an ampoule filled with air. And this, for comparison, is an ampoule filled with hydrogen. To the camera, they all look kind of similar. But air, oxygen, hydrogen. A vial of oxygen for my table. And what a pain in the neck this was. 4 times remaking that vial. And even after that, this one still failed about 20 minutes after I sealed it. It glowed, it worked long enough to write the date on it, and I took it back over to the special high voltage coaster, and it stopped glowing. So I probably need a better vacuum system and a lot more practice sealing off evacuated ampoules. And then maybe I can attack this again later. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, failure and all. So if you did, hit the like button. If you know someone else who would enjoy this, hit the share button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. And as always, don't be afraid to leave comments. See you next time.